Hello everyone, welcome to week 11 and we're very close to the end now, and sorry if I look just a little bit pink today. I actually spent a bit of the public holiday yesterday at Aqua World. I don't know if anyone's ever had the joy of that. It is tons of fun, but it is surprisingly difficult for anyone over about the age of 10 to climb up on inflatable slides. So let me just say that not only am I a little bit red, but I'm actually rather sore, so I'm not actually typing much on the computer today because I was pulling myself all over the place for a couple of hours yesterday. But like I said, lots of fun. I highly recommend an Aqua Inflatable World if any of you have the opportunity to undergo such pleasures. Anyway, moving on to other pleasures. Obviously, Assessment 3 is due on February the 6th, so this is probably on the minds of many of you. You can find the Collaborate recording. Basically, it's pretty straightforward, and the main thing to remember is it's not a persuasive essay. You're not convincing me of your opinion, but you're looking at the different sides of the debate or the issue. The questions really fall out of the weekly learning materials, so it's fairly straightforward, and my main recommendation is start with the learning materials in terms of your reading. And coming on from Assessment 1 and 2, there was a lot more scope to share opinions. This time around, you're really going to have to be a lot more grounded in academic material and arguments. So that's probably one thing I think you're going to have to watch out for. It is going to be, in that sense, a far more difficult and robust assessment. But I'm not saying it is difficult. I'm saying just follow the academic process first, rather than just throwing out the opinion first. So that would be my main recommendation. And like I said, starting with the readings, and then you can widen out from there. That's what I would recommend. In the news this week, of course, Trump not signing the TPP is pretty big. And now there's a whole lot of conversation around, well, should Australia take this advantage to increase its own influence as a free trade advocate in the region, or should it, in fact, itself just forget about the TPP because you don't have the big actors behind it. So some of the arguments there are, well, how is our interest going to be served without the US versus, this global commitment that we have to trade? And in principle, shouldn't we still be a champion of free trade? And there will be life post-Trump eventually. And so it is foreseeable in the future that all of this could change yet again. So this could be an opportunity for us to position ourselves. So, have a look through. I found a good article in the conversation just today. So I will add it on for anyone who wants to have a look at that and more about some of the free trade issues, agreement issues in the region. This week, of course, we talked about foreign aid versus and humanitarian intervention, and we looked at the domestic interests versus international interests. And not to say that that is either or. In fact, it is how we navigate through that. And I think the main thing to understand here, which can really carry through to almost any topic you might look at in terms of foreign policy, is it's a two-level game. It's played at both the domestic level in terms of protecting our domestic interests and the international level, which is really about how we take that identity and project our image onto the global stage and looking at what the lines are. And that might vary issue to issue. But it also says something about how we see ourselves on the global stage, as well as what the needs are and drivers domestically. So always have a look at that. There are limits, there are limited resources. So of course, to a certain degree, we're always going to be looking to our own interests. But like I said, there are other drivers on the international stage as well. So a little bit of that was discussed this week, not a lot, because I'm sure you're all very busy with your essays. So jump on the Q&A. If you have any questions with the essays, email me. And I look forward to reading them. I hope to see some of you on discussion board, next week. And certainly before you put your essays in or after you put your essays in, jump in and say farewell to me and the students as well. And good luck for the next week of drafting.